Thanks for joining me for this week's update from the Homeschool Iowa advocacy team. It was a good week at the State House with many helpful conversations and a lot of opportunities to talk to our elected officials and their team members about homeschooling and maintaining your liberties. One of those conversations this week was with Bill Gustav. Bill is a state representative from District 40 and the previous Homeschool Iowa Lobbyist. He said his bills were among those submitted for drafting this week. Those items that he's addressing are bills about homeschool credential recognition, educational setting in custody matters, and also sales tax exemption for school supplies for homeschoolers. And he's also working on expanding the tuition and textbooks tax credit for homeschoolers. So we will keep you updated as these progress. In the coming couple of weeks, we expect the attention to turn away from the governor's bill, which is the Students First Act, and on to other initiatives. Look for more updates to come as our legislation moves through and as we continue to engage with our elected officials. But for now, just like last week, the primary focus has been on the Students First Act. There was some lively debate this week, 2 public hearings and several committee meetings. The primary public hearing was on Tuesday evening. I was surprised that the hearing wasn't particularly well attended, at least not in my opinion. I expected more drama, or at least more people to show up. From my read, throughout the evening, the pro and the con sides were pretty evenly represented, and the con side was definitely more of a vocal group. There were also committee meetings where the senators and representatives had the opportunity to ask questions about the proposed legislation. These concluded with the Education Reform Committee on Wednesday, where the bill moved on to the final assembly. I think we'll likely see the Students First Act in the House and Senate for debate and a vote very soon. And as that act moves through, we're working on key guidance for homeschool families. So keep an eye out here on homeschooliowa.org for that guidance. The Students First Act passed through the Senate Appropriations Committee on Thursday, and the names for the bill in the House and Senate were updated so that you have them. The Students First Act is now Senate File 94 and House File 68. So those are the new names for the Student First Act. Just a quick refresher here. I know we touched on it last week, but can't hurt to show you again. You can find these bills easily by going to legis.iowa.gov and doing a quick search. Just type in SF94 or HF68 in the search box, and then like you see here, the results pop up and you can read the bill for yourself. Once again, we said it last week and we'll keep saying it, but we encourage you to make your voice heard about the Students First Act. It doesn't directly benefit or harm homeschoolers, but we definitely want to encourage you to read the bill and get involved. I did speak with a homeschool mom who works in the governor's office, who works for Governor Reynolds, and she wanted me to convey a message directly to homeschool families. The governor is asking us each to consider carefully the Students First Act and reach out to your lawmakers and make your voice heard about what you want for the future of the state and education. I wanted to say personally, thanks for reaching out to the advocacy team with your questions and ideas. I interacted with a lot of you this week by phone, email, and in person. It's great to hear your thoughts and your perspectives, and I feel like it's an honor to get to answer your questions. I'm just excited at how many of us homeschool parents are actively engaged and involved in the process. One last thing is a reminder to mark your calendar for Homeschool Iowa Capitol Day on Monday, March 13. We have some great things planned for your family to do at the Capitol this year. Again, it's Monday, March 13 at the Capitol in Des Moines. And we thank you for watching, and we thank you for your membership in Homeschool Iowa, which helps us to continue to support and work for legislation that supports homeschoolers.